So this is the second video on the loft object number 5, this hook that we're creating. In the first video, I made the center line, and then I began working on the adding the work planes. I think I got through the first two, but I just went ahead and finished those up. And just to reiterate, the construction option I used was plane along path. And it pretty much wants to snap. Once you select the path, it kind of wants to snap to where your points are. So as long as you kind of let it do that, and if you have to move them around very minutely, that's fine. But technically I could use the same plane for both of these, but it really wants to go to those points. So when you move it around, you'll feel that it kind of just snaps to it. All right, so I have all my planes in here. Now I need to start putting my profiles. I'm going to start up here because honestly, that's the easiest one. This top one is just a circle with a 1.25 diameter. And once I start a circle on a point, it makes it really easy to make it fully constrained. My next one is this one here where it's a slot type. And if I ever start getting confused with these different construction planes, I can easily come in here and just start turning things off. But remember, they will turn off as we complete our sketches. Okay, so I have a couple options. I could make this, but I'm just going to use the slot tool. Let's do a center slot, and I kind of like to rotate just to make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, let's see. Yes, that's perfect. So the center point slot puts it right in the middle, and that's kind of the most important thing. So I can come back with dimensions and change the rest. But it's got to start in the right spot. And then this dimension is 0.5. So most of these slots I have an arc dimension and a line dimension. And as long as I get both of those in, it's going to be pretty good. All right, that looks good. All right, move to the next. Now I can do both of these since it's pretty much the same plane. Or I can do them separately. It's totally up to the user. Okay, oh, kind of lost myself. Where'd I go? All right, kind of looking down from the top here. Okay, let's do the slot tool yet again. Center slot, and kind of use this line as a guide. Now, it doesn't matter what it looks like when you create it. What matters is your dimension and that you're right, and that the center point of your slot is on a center line, 0.875. And this is 0.75. Looks good. Okay, let's move to the next. It's going to be this guy down here, kind of rotating all over. And this is going to be the bottom. Oh, lost me. Where'd it go? Okay. Center point slot yet again. Use that vertical line. By using the lines that's given, it's going to put this put the correct constraints in there to make less work for you. So when it wants to make less work and it does it in the correct way, let it. And then lastly would be this guy right here. Not lastly, there's two more. The last one is actually just a point. Center point slot. Okay, that's the right one. See how it's got that horizontal in there? If I go away from that, then I have to add it in myself. I don't mind doing it, but if it's going to do it correctly for me, why not just let it? 0.75 on the arc and 0.25 on the side. Nearly circular, but there is some side angle there. And the last one is just going to be a point. Very easy enough to do. Point right there, and that is done. So now let's try and loft it and see what happens. I always like to start from this point here. I'm going to go to the second point, and now I'm going to add my center line in. And if it were to fail anywhere, it would tell me that that's where the issue lies, and that's where I need to fix it. Oh, something happened. All right, we'll do one more video.